Turns out Night Dive haven't tired of repackaging my gaming nostalgia and selling it back to me. Now they've moved on to Blade Runner. This was number 33 on my favourite games of all time list. Yep, 33, above Mario Kart, Twilight Princess, and another Westwood Studios game that you've probably heard of called Command and Conquer. Night Dive have been busy doing remasters of my gaming childhood and fucking fleecing me for it. I bought their versions of Power Slave, Turok 2, Quake, Shadow Man, and I've backed their remake of System Shock at a stupid high tier. And I'll be buying their version of Blood when I get paid, and when I saw the announcement trailer for Blade Runner, I had to be physically restrained from throwing my money at the screen. But like any grifter who's recognised an easy mark, they've gotten complacent and bitten off more than they could chew. This should have been easy. All the work had pretty much been done for them. Even though the original source code had been completely lost, making a proper remake impossible, the Scum VM open source community have spent years porting Blade Runner correctly. Just getting it to run properly on modern machines was difficult for many reasons. One of them being that it had sections that were tied to the speed of the computer processor, making it impossible to complete. The community had also polished out many of the bugs, enabled subtitles, and even restored some dummied out content.
Find something?
Piece of chrome.
From a car?
No, I think it's horse chrome. Bag it and tag it.
Scratches and paint flecks, and I knew what they meant. Unless the city had bought a jet black fire truck, somebody had a big fat traffic ticket coming. Nothing even remotely interesting, but hell, if I was going to root through trash, my expectations weren't too high.
About this Lucy.
There's not a lot I can tell you. She's only...
All of this has been discarded in this fucking subpar effort. The graphics are even worse than the 1997 original, the bugs are all back along with some new ones, the music is of noticeably lower quality and sounds horribly compressed, and even some of the international dubs have been removed. This is a terrible looking game.
As well as any young tot should be treated.
She got a desk? Or someplace where she worked?
She used to eat over there.
Can you think of anything they might have been after?
First I thought they wanted money, but I don't keep any in the shop. Then I thought they wanted to steal my animals, but they started...
Even worse, that improved superior Scum VM version that I was talking about earlier, you can't get that anymore because GOG listings have switched their version to this fucked one. To make it even worse, due to fan backlash, Night Dive are now including that better version with all the PC versions of this game. So if you bought it on a console, you are shit out of luck. You're stuck with a blocky, garish, Bethesda level bug piece of shite. I actually cancelled my pre-order of the collector's edition having played this. I bought this using no money, just my eShop coins, and I still feel like I was robbed.
Very artificial product.
Real sushi was a luxury reserved only for the elite, since most sea life had become radioactive after the Third Terran War. The rest of us had to eat new sushi, soya mixed with off-world lichen.
I suppose I should probably talk about the game at this point, shouldn't I? If you've not played the original, I'll fill you in. Blade Runner is a point-and-click adventure game set alongside the film. A futuristic film, by the way, that's so old it's actually set 3 years into the past. It places you in the shoes of rookie Blade Runner Ray McCoy, who's tasked with hunting down a group of replicants who fled to Earth after hijacking a moon bus and killing all 50 passengers on board. You'll encounter a whole host of characters, some who may or may not be replicants. You see, the unique selling point of Blade Runner is that it features a semi-randomised plot, randomly choosing at the beginning of each game which characters are replicants and leaving you to figure it out. This means it's a rare adventure game with true replayability, especially when combined with the game's 13 endings. Well, 12 really, because you can't actually achieve one of them. The emphasis is on the detective work and exploration rather than puzzles. The gameplay consists of mainly questioning suspects and witnesses, gathering evidence, and conducting the famous avoid comps test. There are a few time sections which function as a sort of instant death quicktime event, but other than that, you can play the game pretty much at your own pace. This can lead to a few situations where you're running around with just no idea what to do because of a lack of acknowledgement of the evidence pieces.
What can I conclude?
But they don't happen often, and they never really bog down the game.
Sporting goods store and buy it. Those babies are collectibles, and they ain't cheap.
Anything else?
We got the animal corpses from Runcitus, but there wasn't a whole lot to work with.
Bone marrow?
About 50%.
The game poses the apt question: who really lacks empathy in this story? Yes, the replicants you're hunting are mass murderers, but they're desperate sentient beings, living as slaves under a death sentence. Given that the plot of the game follows that of the movie almost beat for beat, players are given an excellent range of choices as to how you progress through the plot. You can follow the simple job route and mercilessly retire all of the replicants. You can agree to let some of them or even all of them go, or you can leave with them. It was a really masterful game for its time, and it's rare you'd see a game this expansive now. It's not quite a classic, but there's enough here to really keep you hooked till the end. So for the love of fucking God, get the PC version or the GOG Scum VM version. Don't get this on a console or play Night Dive's just terrible enhanced version of it. This is a real shame. I mean, out of all of the games that Night Dive have ported, this is the one I was actually looking the most forward to. I fucking loved this game when it came out, and I've replayed it so many times. This is terrible. This is really, really bad.
DNA Row! They're all working down on DNA Row! No.
You one miserable package man.
No! No, please, don't!